Same as last night when Lynn Sims was up there.
10 minutes beforehand.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I just have a few important announcements to make. Welcome to the campus of Saginaw Valley State University, and especially to our James O'Neill Arena in the Ryder Center for Health and Physical Education. No doubt all of you are eagerly anticipating today's commencement and are proud of the accomplishments of the person you're here to celebrate. However, before the ceremony begins, allow me to just share a few housekeeping notes. The Ryder Center that we're in, like all buildings on campus, is a tobacco-free, no smoking facility. University policy permits smoking only in our parking lots. The audience is requested to stand during the processional, remain standing for the national anthem, and then stand once again during the recessional. We will have a professional photographer taking pictures of the graduates as they each cross the stage. Information about the photographer's company is on page 3 of your commencement program. Personal photographs or videos may be taken from your seat, but to preserve the view for each member of the audience, we ask that no photographs or videos be taken from any area of the floor during the actual ceremony. Please observe common courtesy by refraining from the use of artificial noisemakers, such as air horns and any other device that could cause either physical harm to people in attendance or cause any disruption to this graduation ceremony. Please familiarize yourself with all of our emergency exits and note that some emergency exits are actually behind the curtain and stage exiting to the east. After the ceremony, all guests are invited to join graduates, faculty, and staff for refreshments and, yes, additional photo opportunities in the East Arena behind me. When the ceremony ends, you may follow the graduates as they proceed behind the stage. Thank you so much for your attention. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. And again, congratulations to you and to your family for this great accomplishment. The ceremony will begin in a few minutes. Thank you.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, would you remain standing for our national anthem and the invocation which will be presented by Dr. Mamie Thorns.
Good morning. As we are standing here together today, a part of each graduate dream realized, let us give thanks together in a moment of silence. This ceremony, in all of its pomp and circumstance, unites us in our dreams of promise and equality for all. It allows us to collectively celebrate our graduates' accomplishments and cultures and ideas and hopes. We commemorate the very best within each of us here in this moment together. Our hearts swell with gratitude. We humbly appreciate the support of the graduates' families, their loved ones, their teachers, mentors, peers, and all who have stood behind us, putting aside differences with an eye toward a promising future that is marked by today's commencement. May each graduate and all who are gathered here not forget the power of this moment. May this day be a reminder that hard work, diligence, support, and tenacity are what have brought us to this day with you. Recall the power of this moment, the common bond we share, the inclusive celebration of achievement and success among the diversity of people who are united for a dream, all for one and one for all. Amen.
Please be seated. The pre-commencement concert was presented by Paradigm Brass Quintet. Please join me in expressing appreciation to all of them. Welcome to Saginaw Valley State University, Fall 2015 graduation ceremony. I would like to take a moment to introduce SVSU's governing board members who are with us today. These citizens are appointed by the governor of the state of Michigan to serve this university, and they do so with commitment and distinction. I will ask them to stand and then ask that you join me in thanking them for their service. Please hold your applause until they've all been introduced. Board Chairman, Mr. Scott Carmona. Board Vice Chair, Janae Velasquez. Dennis Durko. Kathy Ferguson. David Gamez. And Vicki Rupp. Please join me in thanking them for their service. We have a representative group of faculty and staff who have joined us today. To our graduates, these faculty and staff are Saginaw Valley State University. And I now ask them to stand and be recognized. Thank you. There's one faculty member here today who will be retiring from full-time service at SVSU. Dr. Charles Pelzer, professor of biology, will be retiring after 46 and a half years of service with SVSU. Professor Pelzer, please stand so we can thank you for your service to SVSU and all of our students. Our commencement speaker today is Mr. Billy Dexter. He is an SVSU alumnus and the managing partner of an executive search firm, Heidrick and Struggles. He leads the company's global diversity advisory services practice that assists clients in creating diverse leadership teams. Mr. Dexter has been a leader in talent acquisition and diversity field for over 25 years. Mr. Dexter has received numerous honors, including the recent recipient of the Business Leader of Color by Chicago United. The Society of Human Resources Management named him one of the top 100 global diversity thought leaders. Savoy magazine awarded Mr. Dexter with a Trailblazer Award and recognized him as one of the top 50 African American executives in the year 2010. SVSU selected Billy Dexter for the Outstanding Alumni Award in year 2011. Mr. Dexter completed his baccalaureate degree at SVSU and his master's degree at Michigan State University. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Billy Dexter.
Good morning, Saginaw Valley State University. Well, this is an absolute pleasure for me to be here with you this morning. I want to start by thanking President Bashan for his support, and also we found out that we grew up in the same neighborhood in Detroit, so I have to thank him as my homeboy now going forward. I also want to thank the Board of Directors, the faculty and staff of the university, particularly Dr. Mamie Thorns, who was very special in helping me get reacquainted with the university. My wife Giselle, family and friends, one of my first mentors, Coach Doug Hansen, I still call him Coach, Dr. Doug Hansen, and my track team teammates from 1980 to 84, which we had the pleasure of winning the indoor national championship in 1982 and 83. And what was beautiful about that, and I'm reminded as we look at these facilities on campus, we won that national championship without even having an indoor track. And so we actually ran on the streets, on the roads around the campus, and I'm still trying to figure out how the coach got us to do that. Congratulations to the 2015 graduating class of Saginaw Valley State University. Wow, I have to tell you, this is a full circle moment for me to be with you today. If you were to follow the data and the statistics, my story should not have happened. However, it did, and it happened because of the opportunity that I was given by Saginaw Valley State University. I want to share three things with you today. One, my story and journey. Three things that life has taught me during these 30 years. Yeah, can you believe it? It's been 30 years since I graduated from here, and I couldn't have never imagined to be up here addressing you. So this is a real pleasure for me. And then I also want to share with you 3 of my absolute truths. What I would tell myself back in 1985 that I know to be true in 2015. So with that, let me just give you a couple of quick snippets of my background and my journey. But back in the late 70s, when I was graduating high school and living in the inner city of Detroit, as I approached graduation, I realized that I had 3 options in terms of what I was going to do after high school. And one was to get a job in Detroit. And again, I mean a job, not a career, so that was an hourly job, go to the service, or go to college. And so I decided that college was the path that I wanted to pursue. However, it was also the most remote because, you see, no one in my family at that point had ever graduated high school. My parents had moved from Alabama to Detroit and dropped out of high school before they even, made the journey. 2 older sisters and an older brother had all dropped out. No one got past the 11th grade. So the bar was set at high school. So without being smart enough to go and get help and figure out how you do this, I just took it upon myself, again, trying to make something happen. And I started applying to colleges. And before it was done, I applied to 16 colleges all around the country for no real strategy or reason. And I believe I picked Saginaw Valley because one of my buddies had a friend who played football here. But I'd never heard of it and didn't know anything about it. And so I applied to the 16 schools, and I got 16 rejection letters that said that I was not college material. Saginaw Valley was one of those. But what they didn't know was at the bottom of the letter, they said, well, if you'd like to schedule an appointment to discuss this decision, please give us a call. And they probably didn't think the 17-year-old kid would give them a call, and I did. And we set up an appointment to come up here. And I'm doing this without, without any support, or I've not told anybody in my family that I'm doing this. I'm just trying to make something happen so I would have an option for after I graduated. So a buddy of mine had just gotten his license and had a car, and I approached him one day at school and said, hey man, I got $25 on gas. You want to take a road trip with me? I got an appointment at Saginaw Valley State College, it was called back then. And he was up for the trip, and so we skipped school unbeknownst to our parents and drove up here. Yeah, I know, probably not the best advice. But we came up here, and I had the appointment with admissions and went in, and first question she asked me was, where was my parents? And I didn't quite tell the truth that I said that they were working, but my parents were divorced at that time. And I said, well, me and my buddy came up here by ourselves. And so she was pretty amazed by that. And she said, well, where is he? So he's sitting out in the car waiting for me. She said, wow, okay, come on in, sit down. So we sat down, and within 10 minutes, after looking at my transcript, she said, well, Mr. Dexter, I appreciate you coming up here, but there's nothing here that would indicate that you could be successful here. And so, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to admit you. And then I don't know where I pulled this out. I said, this doesn't tell the story of who I am. I know if you give me a chance, I'll be able to do well here. All I need is a chance. And so we went back and forth a little bit, and the decision was still the same. But as I got up to walk out, she said, wait a minute. We owe you an opportunity to exhaust every option. I'll see what we can do, but it doesn't look good. Give us a couple weeks. So every day I checked the mailbox, looking for a letter from Saginaw Valley. Finally got the letter, and because I had gotten 16 rejection letters, I knew what that one-page letter felt like. And so I was not very encouraged. So I went down in the basement, the place in our house that no one ever went down there, opened it up, and to my surprise, it said, "Congratulations, you've been admitted on probation. Get a C average, and then we'll consider you for admission." And I was so excited, I ran up and I woke my mother up and told her, "Mom, guess what, I'm going to college." And her response, God bless her soul, was, "College? What college wants you?" I said, "Saginaw Valley State College wants me." And then she said the magic words. She said, well, baby, you know I can barely put food on the table for you and your brother. How are we going to afford college? And you know, at that time, that was the first time I'd ever even thought about it. I mean, that's how raw it was. I guess I felt like you get admitted in, that was it. But I told her, and she used to tell, my parents have passed away years ago, but she used to tell this story and with her friends. She said, "And you know, he said immediately, God wants me to be there, he'll find a way." And he did. I applied for financial aid, got accepted, and I'm on my way. So I get here, and back then, I had never been north of Detroit, so this was huge for me. Back then, I referred to it as Green Acres. It was about 10 buildings that were on campus, and very different place than it is today. But as much as I was excited to be here, reality hit me by Friday of that first week. I had sat in several classes and realized that I had no study skills, never really done homework in high school, because I came up with a 2.5 GPA and I was an athlete, and they pretty much just kind of passed me through. So no study skills, had never taken notes in my life, didn't know how to take tests, and I was smart enough to realize by Friday, whoa, I'm in trouble. And so a friend who I had met doing orientation, some of you may know a SVSU alum named Mike Finney, who has done some amazing things for the state, talked to me and said, "Hey, I want you, first of all, don't even think about going back to Detroit without having a degree." Then he also said, "Hey, I want to encourage you to go and see a tutor," because the tutor helped me. And so I had no other options. And I remember the conversation was I was sitting by the little fountain, which I think is still there in the middle of campus, or I should say, what was the middle of campus back then. And that's when Mike gave me that little pep talk, and that motivated me. That was my mantra, to not go back to Detroit without a degree. So I went to the study skills workshop. It was on Thursdays from 6 to 9, and wouldn't you know, nobody showed up that whole semester but me and the graduate student. And so I had a personal tutor for my whole first year. And that really helped because I ended up getting through, got that 2.5 just to get in. And so now I was a full-time student, and I was on my way. A lot of things happened. I know there's a lot of students here who have had some challenges in getting through, but the things that I went through to pursue the degree, I had no idea what it would do for me once I got it, but I was going under that mantra, I'm not going to give up until I get that degree. There are times when I had lost my financial aid because I didn't fill out the papers right. One time after coming back from a summer job at Cedar Point Amusement Park in Sandusky, Ohio, I came back and I found out I had no financial aid, and I was number 38 on the waiting list to get into the dorms. And so most people would have been defeated, but I kind of plugged into my mantra. I'm not going back to Detroit without this. So I then found out that Delta College had some rooms available to SVSC students. It was still State College back then. So I took some of the money from that summer job, put a down payment on a dorm room there, and took some of the other money to pay for, I think it was about 12 credits. And I would tell you how different it was from 30 years ago. Credits were $27 a credit. So I even had a little money left over after paying for my 12 credit hours. But the interesting thing with Delta College was, as glad as I was there to get a room, there was one problem. The problem was that there was no transportation between Delta and Saginaw Valley State College back then. And so, again, with my mantra of not to give up, I actually ran to Saginaw Valley every morning and every evening, 5.5 miles each way. And I was determined to not to have that to be an obstacle. And that determination has helped me throughout the years. There were difficult times, because sometimes when I had 8 o'clock classes, I had to, be out on the road running by 6 a.m. It was still dark, and I'd have a little stick because raccoons would jump out and dogs, and and I know it sounds like, well, back in the day, Abraham Lincoln, we had carriages, but that actually did happen to me. So I'm happy to say, as part of that journey, I was able to get through and just had a transformational experience at Saginaw Valley State. The tutor helped me to get through. I became a resident assistant, the first leadership role I ever had. As I said, I became a member of the track team, and what was significant about that was that was the first time I learned to set goals. I still use that process today. The student government leader, homecoming king, just unbelievable experience, and end up graduating in 4 years. I did go back to admissions and tell them, you probably don't remember me, but 4 years ago you gave me an opportunity, and I'm graduating. So, what has life taught me over the 30 years since SVSU? And there are several questions that I would like to have you graduates think about, because life has taught me a lot of things. One, the world will change around you. And the question becomes, how will you adapt to change? I'm reminded of back in 1990, I had an opportunity to move to Chicago. And again, being, at that time, most of my life was in Michigan, particularly in the Detroit area. Without knowing anyone, I decided I'm going to move to Chicago. So I show up in a big city without knowing anyone. That was 25 years ago. And one of the most incredible decisions that I'd ever made. And Chicago has been great to me. But I would have never thought that I would have left here and eventually be in Chicago. One of the other things that I know is that life will happen. There will be challenges and opportunities. The question is, how will you respond? Again, another example of life happening. Several years ago, I was in my dream job. I was executive vice president of Viacom, MTV Networks, one of the largest entertainment and media companies in the world. I was one of 10 people that ran that global company. Again, this guy from Saginaw Valley who people thought things would never happen. Things going well. One day, our CEO gets fired, and I reported directly to the CEO. The new CEO came in, eliminated 5 of those jobs. Mine was one of them. So now I leave from having my dream job and being right in the middle of Times Square and involved in entertainment and traveling all over the world to now I don't have a job. Devastating. But I'd been there before. I'd had things happen. So I took some time, refocused, and end up landing a job with the largest global executive search firm in the world, Heidrick & Struggles. And first time that someone was ever admitted as a managing partner without having any prior search experience. And that's been 7 years ago. One of the other things that I know is that there are no boundaries. You can go further than your dreams. The question is, what are your dreams for your life? I would have never thought that I could go as far as I've been. I've even been as far as Malaysia. I worked for Motorola years ago, and one of our CEO came to a group of high potentials and said, we have an opportunity for a couple of you to go to Malaysia and help our colleagues in Malaysia work on some significant challenges that we have with Motorola in Malaysia. Who's interested in going? And I thought about it for about 30 seconds, and I said, I don't really have anything to do. I'll go. So without even knowing where Malaysia was in the world, 30 days later, I'm off to literally the other side of the world to work for a whole year in Penang, Kuala Lumpur, and Cirebon. Who would have thought young kid from Saginaw Valley, from the inner city of Detroit, is having an impact on the other side of the world? On my weekends, I used to travel to different parts of Asia by myself. I remember sitting by the Great Wall of China going, wow, how did this happen? So there are no boundaries. You can dream much bigger than what you think you can. So what are my absolute truths? What do I know today that I didn't know back in 1984, 85? One, your degree is your ticket to get in the stadium. It'll take you to the field, it will take you to the field, and the question becomes, will you be content to just have a seat, or do you want to get in the game? Your degree that you're getting today will give you employability skills. And those are things such as communication skills and interpersonal skills, learning how to work on a team, problem-solving skills, planning and organizing, leadership and management skills, technical literacy, analytical skills, multicultural awareness. Those are things that get you in the game. But these are the skills that you're going to need to be successful as you go out into the world in 2016. The game has changed. One of the things I also know 30 years later is that you've got to take charge of your career. You've got to have a vision and a roadmap. There may be many exits and stops on the roadmap, but the destination should be clear. In 2016 and beyond, there's a new set of skills. Beyond just employability. It's a competitive and global world out there, I can tell you. I would have never thought that just 4 or 5 months ago, I was working on a project in Brazil, constantly doing work all over the world. I have to have a global mindset in the world that it is today. And so being that it's competitive, new set of skills that you've got to focus on. Leading people. Can you translate vision into strategy? Can you manage change, view change positively, adapt plans, and manage others resistant to change? Can you inspire commitment and recognize achievement and inspire that achievement? Do you have the ability to get things done? Are you results-driven with metrics that are linked to strategy? Can you navigate culturally, understand the landscapes, and adjust to ethnic and regional expectations? Do you have a global perspective? Do you understand the global impact and the results that need to be driven? Are you a quick learner? Can you learn the business and the technical skills that are needed to impact the business? Those are things that you're going to need to have to be successful as you go out into the world in 2016 and beyond. One of the other things that I know, you got to make an impact. Whatever endeavor that you're in, you got to value connections and develop relationships. People do business with people that they trust and respect. You got to be a person of integrity and character. That's what Saginaw Valley State University gave me. I literally left here thinking, man, I could do anything that I want. And I still think that. I'm reminded of my favorite poem. It's called It's All About Character by Frank Outlaw. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Watch your destiny, it becomes your legacy. In closing, I want you to know that I am proud to be a Cardinal, and I can never repay Saginaw Valley State University for all that it's given me. Some of the things are the confidence and the direction and the ability to dream bigger. I wish you all the best in your life and careers. I sincerely want to say congratulations to the 2015 graduates of Saginaw Valley State University. Thank you for letting me share my story, and go Cards.
Not a lot of people call me homeboy. Thank you, Mr. Dexter. We have now arrived at the principal reason for this ceremony, the conferring of degrees. SVSU still holds to the tradition of speaking each name individually. This may take a while, but it's well worth it. For each name spoken represents the pride and the hopes of an individual and their family and their friends. Applause and cheering are welcome, but please be courteous to others and allow the next name to be announced and heard. The first candidates are those who have earned graduate degrees. I now invite Dr. Deborah Huntley, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium to present these candidates.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the candidate for graduate degrees please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty, I'm honored to present these students who have successfully completed the requirements for their graduate degrees. With the approval of the faculty, they are presented to you. Will the candidates please come forward?
Stacy Marie Charo. Andy Charo, Theater and Event Technology Specialist, will present the diploma jacket to his spouse. Katrina Annette Pryor. Cassandra C. Wright. Jessica Ray Findley. Amber Ann Keisler. Stacy Lynn Miller. Heather Lynn DuBois. Patricia Ann Murphy Alderman. Frances May Whitney. Rachel Lee Engelhart. Stacy Jean Stremlow. Adam Stremlow, SVSU student, will present the diploma cover to his sister. Alexandra Lee Straley. James Von Erich Roden. Yijing Gao. Raquel Ray Ledesma. Pamela Ann Beeman. Stacy Lynn McAuliffe. Devon Gilliam.
You are well prepared for leadership in your professions and communities. Serve them proudly and well. Now, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Control at Saginaw Valley State University, I am pleased and proud to confer upon you the graduate degrees you've earned, together with the rights and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations to all of you. Please be seated. We will now proceed with the awarding of baccalaureate degrees. I will call upon Interim Dean Dr. Mark Peretz to come to the podium to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in Arts and Behavioral Sciences please rise? Faculty in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences educate students in a variety of fields that provide understanding, skills, and the critical imagination necessary to be successful in a changing world. On behalf of my colleagues, the faculty in Arts and Behavioral Sciences, I congratulate you on your achievements. Will the candidates please come forward?
Courtney Elizabeth Smith. Melissa Lynn Gillette. Madeline K. Presley. Samantha Sue Fletcher. Stephanie Jessica Muringer. Jennifer Lynn Delaney. Jonathan Austin Vanderhoff, cum laude. Ashley Diane Purdo. Jessica Shante Cunningham. Ian Jeffrey Conrad. Ron Michael Leathorn. Ron is a veteran of the U.S. Army, where he served for 8 years as a 13 Bravo Cannon crew member. Caitlin Rose Kirscher. Raquel Eileen O'Connor. Emily Marie Casper. Jocelyn Marie Mullins. Armando Joseph Diaz. Armando is a veteran of the U.S. Air Force, where he served for 4 years as a B-1B Lancer Bomber crew chief. Cody Todd Snyder. Chelsea Rose Sostak. Kaylee Michelle Berry. Jordan Elizabeth Randall. Amanda Rose DeClerc, magna cum laude. Carly Ann Curl, magna cum laude. Ashley Marie Perrick. Harry William Lewis. Donald J. Bidwell. Ellie Mae Beiersdorf. Wendy Marie Grimmer. Michael William Noel Lang. Alan Michael Reifenbark. Tyler R. Henry. Ian Michael Hoffelmeyer. Catherine Alyssa Troutman. Amanda Jane Hoodoff. Michael David Vadifus. Brandon Leonard Jackson. Michael Gerard McDonald. Brianne Moore. Alyssa Marie McCarty, summa cum laude. Scott Robert Holland. Jennifer Nicole Eisen, magna cum laude. Dana Renee Edwards. Kayla Sue Shepard, magna cum laude. Lindsay Ann Murphy. Nathan Robert Geyer, cum laude. Tanvi Malavia. Jasmine Nikita Miller. Christine Janae Patterson. Lauren K. Smith. Mackenzie Richard Reagan. Emily Ann Cargill. Maggie Mae Gramaski. Hannah Marie Meyer, summa cum laude. Michael Gorder Gannon. Chantel V.E. Raymond, summa cum laude. Harrison Shane Smith. Emily Ann Peterson. Desiree Michelle Wells, magna cum laude. Marie Elizabeth Stecklack, cum laude. Gwen Marie Miller. Joseph Michael Mazzola, cum laude. Joel Anthony Clark, cum laude. Hope Corin Slick. Sierra Rashawn Smith. Tanya Jean Braswell. Darrell Anthony Hill. Douglas Arthur Foster, summa cum laude. Sarah Jean Shepard, magna cum laude. Jordan Page Truax, summa cum laude. Richard Allen Jacks. Christopher Michael Bard. Robert Anthony Foucault. Kelsey Jean Boyer, cum laude. Amanda Rose Sarah. Catherine Lena Dobenko. Lauren E. Fry, magna cum laude. Tiffany Joan Sharkey. Tiffany is a veteran of the U.S. Navy, where she served as a hospital corpsman for 5 years. Matthew Ryan Dawson. Kaylee Marie Burdick. Megan K. Frisky. Doug Michael Asbury. Doug is a veteran of the U.S. Army National Guard, where he served for 5 years as an 11 Bravo infantryman. Major DeMott Metcalf, Jr. Devontae Anthony Spears. Anne Louise Alderton. Sarah Ann Martinez. Andrew Gregory Smith. Amber Nicole Sobleski. Erin Michelle Kent. Adrian Lynn McNally. Ashley Christine Euro. Diana Patricia Duchesne. Chad Allen Scott. Maria Arlene Burr, magna cum laude. Mallory Elizabeth Watson. Bria Charnay Harris. Emmanuel Charlene Hamilton. Katie Carol Ann Stafford. Liana Lynn Matalia Clammer. Emily Marie Gillings, summa cum laude. Amber Ray Graves. Amber is a veteran of the U.S. Navy, where she served as an aviation electronics technician for 5 years. Larry Charles Ball II. Jessica Lynn Bullock. Mingju Chen. Curtis Allen Renkevich. Sparkle Shanae Davis. Joseph Scott Bataski. Logan Mooney. Andrew Joseph Robishaw, magna cum laude. Latoya Relinda Peoples. Gregory Wayne Allen, Jr. Chantel Kiera Johnson. Ashley Elaine Pearson. Tierra Charnel Caldwell. James Darnell Johnson.
Please join me in applause. You may be seated.
I now call upon Dean Craig Douglas to come to the podium to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and certifications in the College of Education.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees or certification through the College of Education now please stand? As educators, your impact will be profound and everlasting. You will guide and influence individuals across generations, preparing students today for the challenges in the world of tomorrow. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Education, congratulations. Will the candidates now please come forward?
Kaylin Marie Gilman, cum laude. Taylor Ann Brown, summa cum laude. Jessica Ann Case, magna cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Burns. Shannon Delia Grigg, summa cum laude. Emily Jean Wiltsey, summa cum laude. Nicole Marie Ron, cum laude. Hannah Renee Dininger, summa cum laude. Marcella Michaela Medina, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Crane, cum laude. Emily Sue Thornton. Nicole Gillen Britton. Ashley Elizabeth Huvinen. Jennifer Marie Christensen. Whitney Lynn Perkins, summa cum laude. Katie Lynn Castile, summa cum laude. Rachel Ann Jurgens, magna cum laude. Miranda Ryan Plow, cum laude. Melissa Lynn Kehoe. Nolan Edward Kolatz. Stephanie Rebecca Hayati. Jessica Lynn Hilly, magna cum laude. Emily Louise Jepson, summa cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Beckman, summa cum laude. William Eugene McDonald. Evan Daniel Gill, magna cum laude. Rich Gill, a member of the SVSU Alumni Board of Directors, will present the diploma cover to his son. Tyler Matthew Gill. Rich Gill also will present the diploma cover to his son. Krista Lynn Latson. Rebecca Dawn Leslie. Joshua Douglas Pickell. Sarah Prudence Walsh. Shanda Marie Drum, magna cum laude. Chelsea Ann Berg, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Hurd, magna cum laude. Sarah Catherine Groth. Mary Signa Ankeny, magna cum laude. Jonathan Jeremy Brand, cum laude. Aaron Timothy Hool, cum laude.
Please join me in applause. You may be seated.
For the final group of candidates, I call upon Dean Frank Hall to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the candidates for the degrees in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology please stand? The faculty and I are proud of these candidates who have chosen to work in the challenging and rapidly changing technical fields that enhance the lives of us all. We congratulate them on their accomplishments and offer our hopes and best wishes for continued success. Will the candidates please come forward?
Christopher Ross Bedell. Tristan Nicholas Putnam. Philip David Messing, cum laude. Gregory Eugene Kosiba. Bobby Ann Enos. Thomas John Carter, summa cum laude. Seth Michael Dean, cum laude. Trevor Michael Blattner, magna cum laude. Brian Michael Marciniak. Tyler Truman Hewitt, cum laude. Daniel Mark Alba. John Reed Garland II. Joseph Daniel Manchik, summa cum laude. Ali Ahmed Al-Sayhadi. Patrick Simeon Ford. Hussein Ali Abu Hussein. Caleb J. Fast. Jeffrey Tyler Amthor, magna cum laude. Lindsay Anne Marie Albert. Timothy James Cook, cum laude. Matthew Ryan Van Paris, magna cum laude. Daniel John Olson. Bruce Edward Lowry, Jr. Adjunct instructor Professor Lowry will present the diploma cover to her son. Ashley Renee Shar, cum laude. Carrie Lynn Jackson. Richard Thomas Megerly. Joshua Adam Sobczynski, magna cum laude. Kabiri Ronnie Day. Matthew Thomas Mosner, summa cum laude. Sultan Salah Al-Zawad. Sarah K. O'Boyle. Emily I. DeShano. Tyler Allen Gilbert, magna cum laude. Nicholas Matthew Shantz, cum laude. Bailey Lynn Milkey. James David Bednars. Tyler Scott Kasoski. Tyler was the mascot Coop while a student at SVSU. Brett Andrew Yeager. Jonathan David Rabine. Brian E. Klemaszewski. Audrey Elizabeth Jeglick. Haley Renee Nidzwicki. Cassie Lee Moore. Kathleen Ann Schatz. Travis Lewis Wardeen, cum laude. Mallory Kate Litwiller, magna cum laude. Stephanie Marie Zawacki. Jennifer Marie Buchner. Derek Daniel Munson. Derek Wayne Humphreys, cum laude. Evan Daniel McCann, magna cum laude. Drew Jacob McRae. Jeremy Keith Schultz, cum laude. Daniel Michael Bublitz, summa cum laude. Amanda Lynn Benham. Alicia Dawn Anderson.
Please join me in applause. You may now be seated.
Will the candidates for all baccalaureate degrees please rise? On behalf of your families and your university, let me tell you how very proud we are of all of you. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Control at Saginaw Valley State University, I am pleased and proud to confer upon you the baccalaureate degrees you've earned, together with the rights and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassels to the left. And I finally know who Coop is. You may be seated. We have a few more traditions to honor here, one of which is the induction of all members of the graduating class into the Saginaw Valley State University Alumni Association. I have asked Ms. Shawnette Markey, President of SVSU's Alumni Association, to come to the podium.
Thank you, President Bashand. Today's graduates join over 42,000 SVSU alumni who have gone before them. Our alumni make SVSU proud with their significant contributions to our region, state, and world. Recently, SVSU received the Community Engagement Classification from the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Only 7% of U.S. colleges and universities have attained this national recognition. While this designation is recent, community engagement has been at the core of SVSU from the very beginning. This approach to hands-on learning and the benefits it provides are evident in our alumni across generations and in today's graduates. Our 2015 Distinguished Alumnus in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences is last year's commencement speaker, Pat McGinnis. A past Chief Operating Officer of Quicken Loans in Detroit, today he is the CEO of Fathead, a Michigan-based company and industry leader of officially licensed sports and entertainment graphics. In the College of Education, our 2015 Distinguished Alumna is Karen Herbert Abbott. An elementary school principal, she is one of the 3 sisters to have graduated from SVSU, and each of them has dedicated their careers to public education in Detroit. Our 2015 Distinguished Alumnus in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology is Rick Nash. Since 2007, he has served as a Global Product Line Executive Director and Chief Engineer for the steering columns and intermediate shafts business of Next Year Automotive, Saginaw County's largest employer. Recent SVSU graduates are embarking on impressive careers as well. Chun Chun Ton arrived at SVSU as an international student from China. Despite being a non-native speaker, she majored in English literature and won the Sims Public Speaking Contest in 2008 and 2009. She went on to graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania in the Ivy League and interned at the United Nations. Today, she works as Director of International Programs at Oxford Community Schools in Oakland County. While she was a biochemistry student at SVSU, April Lukowski developed a passion for research. She worked with SVSU's Saginaw Bay Environmental Science Institute, where the Bay City Central graduate studied the watershed that has supported her community for generations. Now she has taken her love of research to the University of Michigan, where she is enrolled in a PhD program for chemical biology. At SVSU, we like to think of ourselves as one big Cardinal family, and one local family has truly reaped the benefits of an SVSU education. Frankenmuth native Luke Shepard is a member of that family. While completing his student teaching earlier this year, Luke made such a favorable impression on the leaders of Bridgeport schools that he has been hired there too. He started teaching math full-time in the middle school. This is in the same school district where his brother Caleb, another SVSU graduate, teaches at the high school. We have another teacher among today's graduates. Shanda Drum has excelled on campus as an honors student and a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success. Shanda also has traveled abroad, teaching for 8 weeks at an international baccalaureate school in London, England. She has been hired as a physics teacher for Quincy High School, not too far from her hometown of Jerome in southern Michigan. Elizabeth Hurd maximized her opportunities at SVSU and beyond. Through the Alternative Breaks program, she traveled to Oklahoma and North Carolina to perform service projects in those communities. This Port Huron native also studied abroad in Ireland. Elizabeth also helped SVSU faculty write a children's book about the Reski House in Saginaw. Next, she plans to pursue a Master's of Divinity for the United Methodist Church. Mallory Litwiller of Traverse City excelled in the classroom and on the field. A midfielder for the SVSU women's soccer team, she received the Elite 17 award given to the player with the highest overall GPA. Mallory also has served as a volunteer with the Special Olympics. She is headed to graduate school at Grand Valley State University to become a physician's assistant. Please join me in congratulating all of these outstanding alumni in the SVSU graduating class of 2015. And please join me in welcoming all of today's graduates into the SVSU Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Markey. We've just heard about the remarkable success of some of our alumni. Those who are graduating today and some who have graduated more than a few years ago. And there are those who have remained in our region while others are headed to all corners of the world. These are not isolated examples. They are indicative of the sustained success I have witnessed from our graduates for many, many years. For tonight's graduates, I offer my congratulations. Your special occasion is the end of a long journey, one that I'm sure has been challenging at times and rewarding, and I hope inspiring. As you prepare to celebrate, let us not forget those who are celebrating with you, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your spouses, all of your family and friends who have supported and sacrificed for you. At this time, would the family and friends and supporters of today's graduates please stand and be recognized. Our ceremony is about to end, but I hope today serves as the beginning of a new relationship, because the success of a university and its alumni are forever intertwined. You will make us proud by making yourselves proud. So go out and make a difference in your careers, your communities, and the lives of others. I hope you will remain an active member of the Cardinal family too. Remember, we are here to support you in the days, weeks, and years to come. And we hope you will continue to show support for your university. Please keep in touch with your alma mater and come back to campus to visit whenever you can. Once again, congratulations and best wishes to you all. Please rise for the recessional.
Thank you.